Serafina and I were at a entrepreneurial book club where Stephanie never read the right book. And
Stephanie was terrible at this book club.
I really sucked at book club.
I did
Fabulous.
not.
What?
I just had a visual. I just had a
It was a
visual.
lot.
I had a visual.
He's proud of it.
Hold on, turn me on.
Hello and good morning on a Monday.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
I was a little bit on the struggle bus this morning, and then Larry was right here, bright and chipper, 7 o'clock. Let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Oh, you were the early bird today. That was not
Why
me.
wouldn't I be? I'm excited to be here.
I drove right past the exit and I just ran through the door.
It's perfect. Larry, move in your chair a little bit. Put your
All right.
face into that microphone so that we can hear you best, because you've got a lot of amazing things to say, and I want to hear you.
Well, you're the first person that's ever said that to me.
All right. So Lauren gave me no details. She was like,
Nothing.
Happy Larry is coming on the show. I got a little bracelet that said get happy.
That's
Oh,
one.
you've got one too. Perfect. And now I need to know more things.
I have a lot of things to tell you. Because, historically, Lauren and I know each other. She was my son's daycare
Yep.
teacher.
Preschool teacher.
way back
long
when
time
at
ago.
the children's workshop. And now Owen is graduating from high school and going to college.
That's amazing.
But I
So,
haven't, grown up at all. So
No. Mm-mm.
I don't understand how this is happening.
We're just
I've
babies.
actually regressed. So what I'm amazed at is that these years later, what Lauren's trying to do with those places and what I'm trying to do with Get Happy is to get people off this negative mindset
Thank you.
they have, whether they're driving on the road or interacting with people, at their office or whatever. People, I think I'm trying to get people to understand that our country doesn't suck. We're in a good place, and many people would love to be in America and love to have what we take for granted.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think it's so important for me to collaborate with him because we want to share that same message, the same message that you've inspired prior to me even launching O Places. And I think it's just great to be able to have people in different generations to
Yeah.
help share that message
So
because
you're saying I'm old?
Well, I didn't want to imply.
Nobody said this, Larry. Hear what you want.
What I say is
La, 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 la.
we already grow old. We don't have to grow up. And it's
Correct.
important for people of all generations to see it from people of all
Right.
generations. And so the kids just naturally inspire that joyful playfulness,
Right.
but it's really important for the adults
Correct.
to inspire them and demonstrate to other adults.
I can't tell you how wonderful it was yesterday to spend a joyful Sunday with you, who is always checking in on everybody. How's everybody doing? It was cold yesterday. It was windy. We had a lot of bad attitudes that started the day.
Mhm.
And at one point, poor Emily cried.
Yep.
And it is not my mission in life to watch my assistant, my number 2 person, to sit there and hide and cry because people were just frustrated. It was cold. They were unhappy. It was a myriad of issues that happened. But once the market began yesterday, everybody's attitude immediately changed.
Yeah.
It was a happy vibe. It was a good. The minute I put on that Christmas music, hate it if you will. That is our
Oh,
question
no.
of the day today. What is your favorite Christmas song? No, Mariah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Uh,
thank you. That's right. I
But I said, what is your favorite Christmas song? It immediately changed the mood. It did.
It really does. And I think it's really important to have this conversation. We're not calling people out personally, but this message is so important to share because we can't control Mother Nature. Our volunteers have done the best that they can
Mhm.
with the situation.
Mhm.
We're all human. We're all going
Yeah.
through that cold, frigid, windy day together. It's tough. It's tough for everybody. And sometimes, especially being the first one
Yeah.
of the season, sometimes we have to make tweaks and changes, and it's not fun, but it's got to
Right.
be done, and we got to work together to do it.
And it wasn't just, the Christmas market. I feel like it's everybody in general is just really kind of begins their day in a negative space. And
Yeah.
I thought it would be really awesome to have you guys. It was perfect that we had a Monday cancellation. It was like wonderful. I'm like, slide this in
Yeah.
because we need some positivity. We
Right.
need a little happiness. We're going into the holiday season and it's going to be raining on Thanksgiving. It's going to be raining on Thursday. We're dealing with seasonal affect disorder. We're dealing with things where we're dealing with family members who we don't want to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
We're going into spaces that we're like, oh gosh, it's a tough time of year for a lot of people. A lot of people remember losses strongly during these times. It is a really tough time. I mean, people are hurt about the election. People are hurt about their business. People are hurt. I'm wearing my executive director hat of the Mashpee Chamber right now. And I was telling Larry, we have 108 meals we're delivering this year. Normally we get 20 or 30.
Wow.
Which means, that we have older adults that are homebound,
Yeah.
that are alone and would like a hot meal.
Right. The increase shows
Yeah.
that we are struggling, and we're struggling more.
Mhm.
And just being joyful does not change that fact. We're not suppressing it. We're not trying to ignore it. We just know that at any opportunity that we can switch our mindset and spread joy, that's what we have to do.
Yeah.
We got to get through it. And the whole thing with Monday mindset, like, why do we hate Mondays?
Right? I don't know.
We don't, but we've made it a thing. And I think it's time to reverse the thing.
Was that the Boomtown Rats?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. See, that shows you how old I
The
am.
Boomtown Rats. That's amazing.
But my years of observation is people have become too self-absorbed and they take themselves too seriously.
Yeah, maybe.
So that if you're driving down the road, I find that lots of people are right up your rear end. And they want.
That's called Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Sorry, Larry.
Well,
But why is
I
that?
think it's accelerated into an entirely different state, and there's a word for it I probably won't use on air, but the whole mindset. Quick story: I worked in the State House in the '80s for a wonderful man.
I can't even imagine what that would be like.
But Joe DiNucci was such a good guy. You were talking about giving out meals. That was part of my job around Christmas, was to give people who were needy a family meal.
Yeah.
And we gather around the table a couple times a year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, maybe Easter for some, and you don't have people talking to each other like you did back in the '80s. And now people hate politicians anyway, so they're probably thinking that the politician's trying to poison them or some conspiracy theory that is completely unfounded in fact. But we have a lot of anger and hate out there that has no basis in reality, because we live in a good place. We live on Cape Cod. People pay money to come to Cape Cod.
A lot of it.
Yep.
And we're sitting there moping and, oh, woe is me. So you gotta get happy, right?
Yep.
That's it.
And a lot of times it's about things that we cannot change.
Right.
And I think a few years ago, that's where my mindset really switched. If I can't change it, I have to start focusing on what I can change. And what I can change is my community.
Yeah.
The people that are right here in front of us.
Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, Mike, Jen. Thank you so much for stopping by and saying hello. We've got Happy Larry on the show with us this morning and Lauren from Oplasis. We had such an amazing day yesterday. It really was wonderful. Lauren does such a great job with just connecting.
At the Cape Cod Christmas market.
Yeah, right? And who's on the back?
Can I just talk about this, because I need to have words with you.
What?
Stephanie pulls out this beautiful bag yesterday. They're giving away these free bags. And on the back, to my surprise, is Oplasis.
Awesome.
I was just in absolute shock. You brought tears to my eyes.
It's not a market without you.
I
It's just not.
just-
Thank you very much to Cape Cod 5, by the way, who
for
sponsored the bags
sponsoring.
so
That
that we
was
can give those
incredible.
away for free.
How many
and,
did you give away?
We gave away 50 yesterday. We'll give away 50 at each of the markets. And they've got, a fun little face mask in there, a little
Didn't eat it yet.
I know. You're a
still
little
have it.
lollipop, but also a bag for you to go and shop because I'm trying to reduce all of the garbage that we've got in our world.
Yeah.
Instead of having 15 different paper bags and plastic bags. And I saw some woman with 14 bags yesterday. I was like, lady, here, just take this free.
And it certainly helps your vendors too, because I know when I was doing markets selling my product, having that wrapping, having the
Mhm.
bags, it's more cost.
Yeah.
So I know we appreciate it.
Definitely. Good
much.
morning, Miss Barbara.
So yeah, thank you for that. That was a wonderful surprise.
Love it.
Thank you.
And now, how did this morning show get put together today? Where did Happy Larry come into this mix?
Well, I'm an attorney in Sandwich, and I go to a computer repair shop because I know nothing.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
Oh,
about
are you
computers.
admitting you're a Luddite?
I don't even think I'm a Luddite. I think I'm still coming out of a primordial ooze. But what I did was I noticed that Lauren had her shop there.
Yeah.
And so I'd start poking around because I love the idea. She has something for every age. There will be Happy Larry Oki in the future, I believe.
I love this.
Very soon.
And what we're trying to do is utilize the space. Well, she's trying to utilize the space.
No, we all are. It's a collaborative. I don't want to do this alone. That's
Right.
not fun.
Yeah.
But it's kids need to be happy.
Yeah.
Preschoolers there. Then adults need to be happy. So there's open mic and Happy Larry Oki eventually, and all the things for people to do to get away from the stress of day-to-day living.
Yeah. I'm going to lower this down. And
Do you hear that?
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's there. Yeah. Pull your microphone in front of your face. There you go.
We just got buzzy.
Yeah. It's okay.
Oh, okay. I can settle down now.
Right. Sorry, Lauren. Lauren's like, oh my God, we're going to
What's
blow up.
happening?
It's just Monday.
Yeah. In college, getting buzzy meant something.
A little different.
Yeah.
So you were inspired when you walked into Lauren's shop to just do something.
But she's just always smiling. She's always positive. And, Lauren and I have talked that in our lives, there have been periods that we were not all shiny and smiling.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everybody, would be oblivious to how you're feeling.
Yeah.
And, I got bounced out of a job. I ran for office and lost. My girlfriend left me. Thank God.
Sounds like a country song.
Yeah.
Call up Carly Taft.
I don't have a dog, so. But there was just so many times, especially as a guy, you can't admit that you're feeling depressed or crappy or whatever. And I finally figured out that at that time I was depressed, and I did something about it. And it quite honestly probably, I don't know if it saved my life, it changed my life. Whereas I was angry, I was not Happy Larry, I was Angry Larry.
Yeah.
And Happy Larry is a lot more fun to be around than Angry Larry.
Yeah, for sure.
At least that's what I'm told.
By your wife, by your child.
No, not my wife. Strangers on the street. But there is, I became a dad late, and he's awesome. And my wife is a wonderful mother. She's a speech language pathologist in Falmouth. She deals with autistic kids. And I said it's no coincidence that I was married to a special needs teacher.
Everybody needs a little extra love, Larry.
We're all a little special.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
So yeah, he came in the studio a couple times, and we just had those conversations, and we're like, "There's something here." And we know there's something here because I've now been in my business for 1 year.
Yay! Wow. Congratulations. That first year of business is always so hard. Like what's the assessment at the end of the year? What's going on?
It's also been a year for Happy Larry coming on the scene because I started at a NAHO.
Oh, okay.
My friend Mark, he's amazing. Mark Kenny's in the Guinness Book of World Records for 2 different things. He's very.
That's my dream.
I know. Well, we're gonna make your dream
we'll
come
get
true.
You there.
It's my dream. Like I want to be in the Guinness Book of World Records for something. I don't know what it is. I haven't quite found it yet, but I want to be there.
I will bring in a book where we can get ideas.
I love this.
I think yours is going to be who can wear the most hats.
Maybe.
Oh God.
I don't want to chicken dinner.
More. I can't believe she does everything she does.
Oh, you don't even know the
Right.
feeling,
I don't want to know.
I'd has too many hats. What's up, John?
But that's what it's about. It's about
Yeah.
getting involved and
Yeah. So your
Doing
friend was
Mark.
Yeah, we're in a Neho
yep.
drinking beers. A couple, pretty young ladies tending bar, and I said, Mark, because I got this idea 40 years ago. My friend from college had a Get Happy party up in Rockport, and all these pretty girls are wearing these tropical outfits, and the guys are wearing Hawaiian shirts, and he made me stand at the door because I didn't know anybody from Rockport, and I wouldn't let anybody in for free.
Oh, I love that. That's the guy you want at the door. I don't know you. It doesn't matter. I don't care who you know. Give me the money.
And so I said, like you said, this is a thing. I don't know what it is. And then 30 years later,
Yeah.
Mark and I are talking about it. He goes, I love that Get Happy thing. I love that. I love that. So we're at a Neho and we're drinking beer, and this, we're talking to this bartender, and she seems, kind of easy to deal with. And so I said, when are we going to do something about this, Mark? He goes, how about now? He pulled out his phone and he started filming, and I interviewed the young lady, and I said, what makes you happy? And she's got the shaker. She goes, margaritas make you happy.
That's awesome.
I looked at Mark. I said, was that good? And he goes, good. It was great. And so Katie, who's the Sunday night bartender, is funny. She's really sharp. I asked her, and she goes, puppies, of course. And she has a picture of her dog.
Oh, cute.
And I said to Mark, I said, I think this is a something.
Yeah.
And so I have a TikTok page, which is Get Happy, and Happy Larry is one of the hashtags. And I'll interview people and ask them what makes them happy. But if there aren't people around that look like they're willing to talk, I just go to the ocean and video it and put music to it.
Okay. Happy Larry it is where you need to find him on TikTok, and it's just positive.
It is.
Yeah.
No need to be mean, no need to be angry. There are reasons for being angry, there are reasons for being sad, but they don't have to dominate your life.
Yeah, exactly. I had a conversation with a vendor yesterday because she seemed to be having a really particularly difficult day and was very much demonstrating that to everybody around her that would listen. And so I had to wait until the end of the day and have a conversation. And I'm like, what's going on? You seem like you're really struggling today. And, it was the sun, it was the this, it was the that. And I'm like, well, how did you end the day? I ended the day great, but I really did have a bad day today. And I'm like, that's okay.
Yeah.
As long as you're not taking it out on other people.
Right.
And that's really what the problem was today.
That's the important
Mhm.
thing too, is, it spreads just as quick.
Yeah.
Negativity spreads just as quick as
Yeah.
positivity. There's so much to complain about. And if we're continuously projecting that, it really affects everybody.
Yeah.
So we have to twist that mindset. And it took me years, but now I'm constantly looking for good to compliment,
Right.
and you put that little spark out there, and it, when you ask someone at the, for your videos, what makes you happy, it doesn't just end there. When you walk away, that person is now left with that thought,
Right.
and it continues from there. So
Yeah.
you may come across someone who's really not in the mood for being happy, but at that moment you've stopped them, you've made them think.
Right.
And a little bit of joy has been sparked in their memories of what makes
them
happy.
My favorite interview was I was walking on the canal, and this elderly gentleman was walking with this woman who I presumed to be his wife. But he just had this big smile on his face. And I'm saying, does he have dementia? Or is, so I went up to his wife and I said, this is what I do. I ask people what makes them happy. He looks very happy. Is it okay if I ask him?
Yeah.
And she said, oh, yeah, sure. And she explained to him what I was doing. And I had my phone on and I said, I am Happy Larry, and I'd like to ask you what makes you happy. And he goes, walking on the canal with my wife.
So that's it. He was just in his happy place.
Yeah.
That's
So-
why he looked so happy. He
Yeah.
was.
But, you can be happy anywhere.
Yeah. And it's those little moments that you just gotta, it's hard to put on your shoes
Yeah.
sometimes, and it's hard to, weather's cold, it's rainy. You just gotta dress more appropriately and get out there and just really enjoy those small moments. I started off with 5 minutes a day. 5 years ago when I was in my rut, I started off with 5 minutes a day of doing something that made me happy.
Well, it was more than your rut. I mean, you were full on in depression. Like you were in a space that was, sometimes you feel like you're absolutely overwhelmed and can't continue. It's really hard.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're
And
just joining, we are all on this same mission of
Yeah.
trying to spread joy, positivity, but it doesn't necessarily come from a good place. People have always thought that I am this happy-go-lucky person. But let's just set the record straight. This comes from mental health issues, disabilities, suicidal depression, PTSD, anxiety.
We choose the light.
ADHD. I mean, let's keep going, right? And it's not the
You
woe
might be
is
in the
me.
Guinness Book of World
Yeah, right?
But it's not a woe is me. It's a matter of fact. These are the things I'm dealing with. And there's so many people like that.
Yeah.
You're
Well, because you
not
can
alone.
touch people uniquely because you've been there, that what it takes to get them
And now
to
we're talking about it.
kick the switch over. Good morning, Stephen and John. Judith, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Happy Larry here and Lauren to kick off your Monday with a little sunshine. I know it doesn't feel like it outside and it's cold and kind of gloomy and we've got a lot on our plates right now, but it's sometimes just having that conversation, just saying the word joyful, just thinking of puppies and margaritas and walks on the beach in the canal with your wife.
And Lauren is a little sip of sunshine.
She is a sip of sunshine. She certainly is. Yesterday, she didn't have a chance to do any face painting. Now, you said something about adult face painting that you wanted to talk about today.
Let's talk about it. It's a good day for this because, as many of you know, I started face painting in my classroom as a pre-K teacher. And people were asking, can you do parties? And at the time I was so insecure, didn't think I was any good, and I wasn't. They were terrible. But I always say,
gotta start somewhere.
Practice makes progress.
Right.
And now I look back and I'm like, wow, okay, I've improved.
Right.
So I start doing birthday parties and then I start doing public events. And over time, I noticed that anyone and everyone can get face painted.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how old you are, who you are. You can get face paint, body art. It's basically temporary tattoos.
It's just, I wouldn't want to be the guy at the Patriots game that covers his face.
To paint the face? Want to be the guy that paints your face?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a Seinfeld episode? I think The Devils.
Oh, I love Seinfeld too.
I was like, wait a minute, I remember this one.
This is
No one was painting their face for the Patriots game. I'll tell you that right now. What an awful game.
We got a few years to go.
We're in development.
Practice makes progress.
Drake May's going to be good.
It's my new favorite word. We're in development on that. Sorry for everything. Yeah, right.
This team is under construction.
It's an emerging skill.
Yeah. It's something though that I feel very strongly about.
Yeah.
The positivity is, everybody blames COVID, but I think it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
And it might have taken people in a different direction during COVID.
Well, I don't blame COVID. I think COVID gave it a chance to stop down and make us have a conversation about it because we were alone with ourselves. It made that space. It created that little opportunity to be like, you know what? This stinks. I don't like it. Yeah. And I'm not happy.
You're supposed to be your own best friend, but we weren't speaking.
No, right? We were definitely fighting for sure. Good morning, Lauren and Richard. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, so I started, doing more face painting, and just recently, now that I am 1 year in the business, I am you have inspired me to start having these conversations in my own space.
Yay.
Because I can't get you over the bridge every day.
I love to be. I love to be everywhere. Moment. I would like to clone myself and be all of the things. I do my very best to do it. I definitely do stretch myself thin, but I really do protect my energy. I shut it down. I've got Thursday and Friday off this week. I'm very much looking forward to them.
Nice. Yeah, nobody ask her for anything.
Right? Don't, please. I got nothing.
Setting up those boundaries.
Yeah, I gotta do
We
it.
have to, and you have to. We all have to set those boundaries. It's not selfish. It is necessary.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely necessary.
So you're having all these wonderful things at the studio.
Yep, we're going to be getting live on YouTube and Facebook and starting these kind of conversations in the lounge. But the other thing is doing my tutorials. I'm an artist. I'm a resin artist. I'm a painter. I'm a face painter. And so I feel like I can split these up into categories and have people come on and film with me.
I love it.
So I asked, does anybody want to be a model for my YouTube channel so
Yep.
that I can face paint or do body art? And
I could be a hand model.
yeah, it's perfect.
Me and George Costanza.
Let me check.
Hands.
And I, advertised this, and there has been one lady hung up on this idea for 3 days that she is continuing to post how weird, how childish, how immature, how ridiculous we look for adults that put on face paint.
Really?
So, what is your opinion?
Do whatever makes you happy. Who has never been to Key West? People paint their entire body, head to toe. Don't wear clothes.
Take an awful lot of paint.
A lot of spackle. Can you come fill that in, Lauren? I who is she to be trying to trounce on your joy?
Since I'm old, I feel qualified to say this. People are weird.
Yeah.
People are weird. Embrace
I
it.
like weirdos though.
I like nice weirdos, not negative weirdos. Give me a nice weirdo any day.
I think that's awful though, that she's been publicly shaming you for liking to face paint.
Oh yeah, and
or-
like taking a picture
Probably
of
one of-
adults that I face painted and putting them up there
And
saying,
shaming
"Look,
them?
she looks ridiculous." And I said, actually, she represented at the business. I think
Are
you
you
know
kidding
who I'm talking
me?
about right now.
I don't even.
She one of my clients. I don't
Now
know.
I'm gonna have to go on a social. This is my fun. This is what happens. This is my rabbit hole today.
But
Who
if I
is
can
this
teach
woman?
you anything, I have not interacted with any negativity.
Good.
I have just continued to tell people, if you have someone like this that's bashing you or putting you down
Yeah.
or telling what you're doing is ridiculous, you
And-
don't have to listen. It takes no space
Yeah.
Well,
in my brain or energy.
Thanksgiving is right around the corner, so we're gonna have family situations.
Yep.
right? And I think it's okay, and I've actually done this after years of trying to be the good brother or whatever, to divorce some of your siblings.
There you go.
And say,
Sometimes.
You have to sometimes.
You're toxic, and I have a family. I have a young son, and I don't want him poisoned by. And he's above it. I mean, one thing that he's better at than I am is to ignore negativity.
Yeah.
But this person is not right, and I always try to be the good brother and help out. And I believe, I went to law school. I'm not a psychiatrist, but the narcissistic behavior is toxic,
Yeah.
and that is something I've made it a point to get out of my life.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I
had to
think
deal with
everybody
that.
does. Yeah. You pull the ripcord. I'm good.
Yeah.
This room has poisonous fumes.
no, yeah.
I'm leaving it.
Oh,
Right. We don't have to sit in it anymore.
Right.
You
And
don't have to
saw
do
I
it.
dealt with that very early in my business.
Mhm.
And
Right.
as hard as it was, I had to cut that cord immediately. I had to protect what was mine.
Yeah.
And what was good,
Right.
and you have to do that whether it's family or not. I think it's nice to have that conversation too, is you don't have to just because you're blood.
Yeah.
If it's not good for you,
You
it's
can get a
better.
transfusion, actually.
We've had new blood. Thank you.
Adopt new blood.
We're good. Sharon, Bertha, Lori, thank you so much for joining us on the show. We've got Happy Larry in the studio. Where did the bracelets come up?
Get happy.
Get
Well,
happy.
I'm
I don't think I need this on my arm to get happy, but I like the reminder.
Such a good reminder.
again, it's the positive messaging.
Yes.
And what my friend Mark and I have done is said, okay, and I'll be honest with you, social media is something that will take a message and take it to another level.
Yep.
And quite honestly, young women rule social media. So when I go out, and I'm not trying to be a creep, but I will give these bracelets out to young women and ask them to put her on social
Yeah,
media.
there you go.
I offer them to young men, which is weird, but they just don't connect with the social media thing like young women do.
Yeah.
And so to me, I don't have an advertising budget. So that is how I get the message out. And I give them to older people too. And
Yeah.
they love it because, first of all, it's free. Second of all, it is something that brings a smile to most people's faces.
Yeah.
They need to be reminded to get happy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And it's not going to hit with everybody, but you still have a massive customer segment that it is going to resonate with. And that's what people need to remember when you're doing these positive things and you have the naysayers, you have to remember you are still impacting many, many, many other people.
Right.
Is it because you're a lawyer? You needed
Well,
another
he used
happy
to be
side.
Larry the lawyer, and now we're trying to switch that.
Honestly, I would rather be Happy Larry than Larry the lawyer.
Yeah, right.
You got to put
One's got to pay the bills,
you
though.
got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But
Larry the lawyer pays the bills, and Happy Larry gets away from feeling like that.
Right. But I like to help people. Like when I worked in the State House for again Joe DiNucci, who was left the earth, but he had a big imprint on me, was to help people.
Yeah.
And what can I help you? I don't have a lot of money, but I do have an idea with Lauren and just to get our heads around how we can positively impact the community.
Yeah.
How we can do it one bracelet at a time, one show at a time. And if you make one person happy, maybe they'll go and make somebody else happy.
Yep, exactly.
So,
and that's the whole point.
Yep.
I mean, I haven't gotten paid in a year.
You're right.
That's the whole point.
We're
It's
having
just
fun.
spreading that positivity one person at a time.
and trust me, the law business is not the happy business.
No.
Yeah.
It
I
can
couldn't do
be.
it.
You can help people, but usually when people are coming to you, they have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And their problem becomes your problem. And then you start when I practiced up in Newton years ago. And one thing I saw was you get a client who's got a problem. Then you got somebody on the other side who is the problem. And so you try and get that resolved. And if it doesn't get resolved, you start getting mad at the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And then your client stops paying you. So then you're mad at your client.
Mm-hmm.
And all you are is grinding up your insides because you say, why did I go to law school?
Yeah.
It's I like solving problems. There are people who like creating
Mm-hmm.
problems because you can build on created problems.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm not saying I know any lawyers that do that, but I do know that I just as soon have like a drive-through window for legal problems. Okay. All right, this is your problem. This is what we're going to do. And we'll get rid of this in less than a month.
Yeah,
It
right.
doesn't work that way.
I told my son he better be a lawyer, either that or he's just litigious by nature.
Yep.
And he just likes to fight. I mean, he's righteous though.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's one of those people that is like, that's not fair. And that's why, and this is the rules and you need to follow them.
Yeah.
He's that kid.
He's very by the book.
Tell them to find a company to work for. And the solo practitioner thing is hard.
Well, it is hard. You're on your own.
And I'm
You got to do all of the
old.
things.
I'm very old.
You're only as old as you feel. That's why you're getting happier.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely immature. So
I love it. Caroline, Deb, Spotless Cleaning and Ironing. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining us on the show. Our friend Karen has just arrived from the Vineyard. I absolutely love it. A live studio audience over here.
Hello.
Fabulous.
Hello.
We're talking about Happy Larry and Lauren getting happier. And this is where we're here. Oh my God. Are you making pancakes?
Look at the service.
I love you.
this is like a Hollywood studio.
Yeah.
You get food.
She's the best. You never know what's going to happen over here in this studio. And I'm just so thankful for the
No,
goodness.
thank you.
You help yourself, girl. Get in there and do what you want to do. Helen, Jan, thank you for joining us. We're just talking about maybe shifts in your space and really deciding to spread joy instead of spreading negativity. And I think it's a conversation to be had on a Monday walking into our holiday season.
Absolutely.
And, sometimes it's just not a joyful space for people.
Nope.
And
That's
you've
not-
created that. You deal in non-joyful situations being a lawyer.
Unless you have a happy outcome.
Yeah.
And then that's the only way you can make somebody
But
happy.
how much work does it take to get to the happy outcome?
Well, the work is having people realize that it is a happy outcome and that you did something that made that outcome happy.
Mm-hmm.
The old thing I used to say is, if you have a happy outcome and people come into your office knowing they're right,
Mm-hmm.
right? That you're being told by the other side they're not right. Well, they know they are right. So if you get the other side to agree that they're right, it's like, I didn't really need a lawyer. I was right. Well, I don't know what I hired you for.
Yeah.
I knew I was right. And I was saying, well, you weren't communicating how right you were. That was my job.
Right.
And some people don't understand that.
Yeah, because a lot of us, and maybe it just is a communication issue.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about, that happened yesterday with us. It's just a communication issue. Instead of saying that, you start causing problem and friction and problems within other people. And when really you just want to be heard
Yeah.
for having your bad day, but you're not saying the right words.
Right.
And
No.
then there's ways to be heard too. I mean,
Yeah.
for me, yes, of course we get angry and frustrated, but at the end of the day, you're not going to see me having this full-blown tantrum as an adult
Because we've learned it doesn't work out.
we've learned to regulate, right? So now when I see people driving and they're getting mad and I
Yeah.
see people yelling at people over something they didn't get on the top shelf first, I'm literally just seeing full-grown adults having toddler tantrums
Yeah.
all around me, and that's the only way I can process it now.
Be like, and I quit school for this. I didn't need this.
Yeah. Can I make a public service announcement?
Yes, you may.
Well, and I admire people who work hard with their hands and get up every day. But if you're driving a pickup truck and you're right up my butt, that is
Just
not
not let it go.
that's not a good bit of driving, because it puts people in danger.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And I don't care where you have to go, you're not that important. So you just have to be cognizant of the other people and what's going on the road can have some pretty bad results if you're not courteous and paying attention. I'm not saying, you have to be the welcome wagon, but you just have to go about your business. And everybody's important. Everybody's got to be there. But why are you 65 miles an hour in a 45 miles an hour zone about 4 inches from my rear bumper?
My husband's favorite conversation to have is whenever he's in a situation like that, when he's just driving along, he's like, statistically, if you speed, you are only getting there 3 minutes faster. And most of the time that doesn't matter. And I'm like,
Right.
you say this every time you see someone speeding. I get it. I know now.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you're seeing that because you wanted to orate that fact. Maybe it is because we write trivia every single Monday and it's one of those fun facts.
It's just engraved in his brain now.
Maybe
Right.
it's
I
not-
always say, why are you in a rush to your grave?
Right.
Why are you in a rush to the grave?
You'll get there.
Yeah.
You're going to get there.
Yeah.
And you know what? If we really think about the bigger picture, if you're in such a rush to be on someone's ass, then maybe you should leave your house a few minutes earlier.
Yeah, right. Or not miss the exit.
Or not miss the exit.
Or
But I
maybe-
did not put anyone in danger to
Maybe
get
you
here. I
should
just
get
accepted it.
happier
You should
with
definitely
your
get
life
happier.
and leave other people alone.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Wally B, what the heck? How are you? My absolute first mentor in radio.
No.
Really?
Yeah,
way.
Wally
Good
B, thank you so much for
morning.
joining us on the show this morning. Where in the world is Wally B? Are you still in Myrtle Beach? I would love to know. We should have
Oh.
a coffee.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentoring her and inspiring. Oh my gosh, you're just such an inspiration.
Yeah.
To so
Yeah.
many.
I was Stephanie V before Wally was like, no, you're Stephanie Viva. This is who
Oh,
you
yeah,
are.
yeah.
So I appreciate you.
I think my mentor was Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh my,
I don't know.
that's not a great mentor to have.
I just watched Caddyshack last
Oh
night.
my
so-
God. He was really funny. That is a sophomoric humor that was very much inspired my dad's learning of English.
Yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield and Hanna-Barbera cartoons
Oh.
is how he learned English. What's up, Leslie?
I'm still a 16-year-old boy trapped in a 66-year-old
perfect.
body.
As
Yeah.
you were, sir. As
Nothing
long as
wrong
you're
with
enjoying it, it doesn't matter.
Would you let me face paint you?
No.
Oh,
I believe the
boo.
world is divided into face painters and non-face painters.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Which is okay. But you're not going to bash me on social media, right?
Absolutely not.
Awesome.
In
I'm
fact,
still
Are you
blown
just gonna
away.
go about your day?
but that person is an unhappy person. What makes her so
I did invite her to the
needful?
studio.
Oh, that was nice of
Yeah.
you. You invited your social online troll to the studio
Yeah,
to come and
well-
see it in real
Well,
life.
To
Well,
be
I would
fair,
have I would alert law enforcement to make sure that this goes well.
to be fair, she said, "You're just a face painter. Get over yourself." And my response was, "I would love for you to stop by the studio and see what we do here, because you know
Why
what?
are you so angry?
Well, maybe
Who hurt
she's in
you?
a place, right? Maybe she needs that reminder of joy, and I'm okay with it. Like
Maybe
it
she's
doesn't
really
affect me at
struggling
all."
with her makeup.
No, but she walks in and she looks like Mimi from the Drew Carey show. I can't. We got Happy Larry. We've got Lauren on the studio. She's actually a professional clown and she's just
Yes.
jealous.
Yes.
She's taking away our business.
So
all I
these
do.
would be the tears of a clown.
What can I just ask our friends that are watching today, what would make you decide to stop your day and write something negative on someone's wall? I just
For 34 hours.
I
Yeah,
just
right.
want to know, like, what is the inspo behind this? Why do you where is the hate in your body that you need to project it on other people to actually spend your good hard worked energy to be mean to someone?
And
I
will
don't understand
say,
it.
I
The
don't- I
beautiful
don't
thing
either.
about the conversation, though, is there has not been one person who sided with her argument.
It's just
Everyone
weird
was-
though. Like, why? I have a friend, Ariana, who runs Little Anchor Boutique. Shout out to Ariana, but she will call them out. She'll take screenshots and be like, "Why are you like this?
Yeah.
Why
Good for
are you
her.
so
I
nasty?"
want to.
Yeah.
Like, I took a screenshot and I
And
have
it's
all
like-
this thought in my mind, but I'm like, nope, just not worth my time.
I
I
or
know, but
energy.
it's like if you don't address it, then you're not giving them the attention that they want.
That's why
Or
we
maybe
came
if you
here today.
are, I know.
I-
We're just letting it all out.
I'll
Why?
go back to people are weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Nailed it.
I'll never forget this. My son was 2,
Yeah.
and we were at a church service up in Newton where I grew up, and this gentleman, he was acting up. He's a 2-year-old. He's making noise. He's scrambling all over the place. And this guy is going up to communion and says, "That's your fault." And I said, "Excuse
What?
me?" And he said, "You should control him a little bit better." And I said, "You should go home and kick your dog."
Well, I wouldn't have responded like that,
Well,
but
I like dogs.
It's like-
But I'm sure that he tortures this poor dog because he just doesn't have a good heart.
yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
Grinch.
Yeah.
We're all going to deal with a few Grinches over the next couple of months, and you're going to see it.
You got to make them 2 sizes too big.
That's what you got to do. You got to get happy. How do people get happy and get on the Happy Larry train?
Well, you go to TikTok, which is my cheap way of getting the message
That's
out.
it. That's where the
Yeah.
people are now.
I am under the hashtag Get Happy or hashtag Happy Larry, and that'll get you some of the videos that I take and the interviews I do. And I'm a one-man band with my sidekick Mark, but for some reason, when I want to go out and do something, Mark is kind of leaving me to my own devices because
Is he walking on his hands somewhere?
I'm guessing that he is thinking of he is such a good guy. He would take movies in his neighborhood. He would write the script and film all the kids in the neighborhood.
How cool is
in the
that?
movie. He is. He's a
That's
cool
awesome.
guy. He's crazy.
Yeah.
But in a good
We're all
way.
We're all
gotta have a little
crazy.
crazy.
I dig his crazy though. When
Yeah.
he took you were telling me the story on how he set the Guinness Book of World Records for walking on his hands downstairs.
And then the 50-yard dash.
It's very specific. And how one day he just decided to see if he could still do that with no training or practice.
And he beat his own record by 4 seconds.
Wow.
I also love the fact that David Wade interviewed him by just walking with him while he was walking on his hands.
Yeah,
I need to find that interview because I think that would make me happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's just a great human being. And I kept saying this stuff. He's never had a bad day.
Yeah.
He's always smiling. And I'm sure that
And I'm sure he's had 1,000,005 bad days, but it's
Yep.
just how you deal with it.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And I think he'd be a great guest here, but he doesn't like the attention.
Oh, okay. Tell him he
I-
can stand on his hands the whole time and we'll put the mic downstairs
Just
so
with
we
his
can
feet.
we'll just have his feet.
That'd be awesome with little sock puppets.
I am so down for that show. I
What?
like weird.
Well,
I
you're
told you.
definitely gonna have to bring him to O Places.
Yep.
When
No,
you
he's been there.
do
Yeah.
Happy Karaoke.
Before the the transition, but
I love it.
to the good side.
Gotcha.
So-
Good to know.
What's up, Ellen? Thanks for joining us. We're about to wrap things up because I've got a meeting to get to.
Yes, you do.
It's the season of illumination, and we are throwing a big parade here in Mashpee.
Yeah.
If you would like to be part of our parade, or you want to make a float, or you've got something cool, or you've got an organization that just wants to walk and hold up a banner because you're proud and it's a fun parade because it's at night, just get signed up. I think it's like $50.
Maybe you just want to illuminate.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Spread some
Just-
joy.
That's it. That is all we are trying to do. JT, the power of positivity, is going to be
Yes.
narrating the whole thing.
Oh,
I know. I'm going to be
amazing.
providing a little bit of information to him about the floats or the groups that are attending this year. So
Oh,
it should
that's
be a really good time. He's also on the board of the Mashpee Chamber of Commerce. We've got a lot of wonderful people in our town.
Nice.
And I'm looking forward to highlighting all of them and all the cool things that they do. If you're a business, we
Amazing.
appreciate you. What's up, Rick? Thanks for joining us. Carrie, Melinda, Tabitha, Minu, thank you. We are wrapping things up here. Happy Larry has been with us. And if you want to find more Happy Larry, you can find him on TikTok and at Lauren's shop at O Places,
Yeah.
the place where you go for all of the happiness and joy. All of our nutcrackers at the Cape Cod Christmas Market were created, painted, and crafted at Lauren's. 3 of them got injured. I need to hit the wood glue today.
Oh no.
It was a windy day yesterday.
was
That's all I
such
could say. We had a few tragedies in the nutcracker department.
So I think that woman that was complaining about face painting is a bit of a nutcracker. wouldn't
There you
say?
go.
Might be a bit of a nutcracker.
Amazing. If you want to follow us, you can just head to listen and like on YouTube for the show and never miss a moment. We've got a full boatload of events that are happening this weekend, including another weekend of Cape Cod Christmas Market, trivia, music bingo, events on Cape.com. Events on Cape Cod is our group on Facebook. We're close to 10,000. So make sure that you join us and be part of the magic that we are creating. And you need to start sharing all of the fun you've got between stand-up comedy, paint nights.
Yeah.
You had an amazing Santa in your
We did.
space.
By the way, I am a Santa as well.
Oh, the things
Now
we
we
did not know
know.
about Larry.
And if it's for a charitable cause, I don't charge it.
I love this.
If it's for a holiday party where I watch everybody get drunk, I'm charging.
That's
$200.
bad. He's bad Santa is what it really
And I
is.
can be bad Santa.
Happy Larry and bad Santa all rolled up into one. Larry the lawyer, everybody.
And can I just say, speaking of Bad Santa, I absolutely loved your Cape Cod Christmas Market Bad Santa t-shirts.
Well, he is breaking and entering. He does have a black
Yeah.
eye, and he was on the lineup.
I can get him off when his time is up.
Perfect.
Oh my
So many things
gosh.
to say, but we've got to go. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye-bye now.
Whatever
Take
it
care.
is, do it with kindness and get happy. We'll
Get
talk to you
happy.
later.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Oh my God. Larry the lawyer, I'll get you off when your time is done. Perfect.